Hello, welcome to my channel. In last session, we talked about welcome to my channel. We're going to talk about GuideMia orthodontic software. In last session, we opened a dataset, perform model processing from raw scan, and we performed automatic AI segmentation. We generate full both lower and upper solid models for further processing. Now let's take a look at what we have last time. So in the last session, we end up with both upper jaw and lower jaw scan. So in last session, we ended up with both upper jaw and lower jaw model like this. We close the boundary. And if we want to take a look at what we have so far, again, right click on here in your front, you will see tools. So if you remember, those are the initial scans we have. Those are the occlusal plane we generated, and those are the AI segmentation results. Now we created the solid model for arch processing and segmentation. There is another one. Let's look at this so-called upper base model, lower base model, what it is. If we take a look at this, it's for clear aligner model manufacturing. It's so-called the fixture model. So in every single model we generated, this base model will be attached to the arch model so that we will have case tags here. And when you do the manufacturing, you print the model, you can look at the text here, or you can use AI, use other software tools to automatically extract the data information to mark which model and which case it is. And you see, you also have a cross here that's a helper for production. So if you are using automatic trimming machine, you want to recognize those features, you want to put the model correctly on the trimming machine. So those are the help tools. If you are a large organization, you have mass production, you have your own trimming machine for clear aligners, then you have your own fixture design, please tell us. We can include that into the system so that you will take care of everything automatically. For treatment planning, for the moment, we don't have to use it. We don't have to worry about this yet, so just right click, we will hide it. For arch curves, again, this is not clinical. It's for segmentation purposes. We can make adjustment. And while we are doing this adjustment, you see our arch plane got slightly changed. What this tells us, it tells us we are performing segmentation from this point to this point. So that gives us the range. We want to segment the teeth. In majority of the time, you don't have to worry about this. We have gone as far as we need to, so the system will take care of the rest. A very important point here is this middle line. We can adjust this point so that we tell the system where the middle line is. Otherwise, the system will automatically identify the teeth and identify the middle point. So this gives you a leverage to adjust the center point that lets you to tell the system in the alignment, in the automatic tooth setup, where you may want your middle line to be. In the moment, let's just keep it as is, then we will move on. Whenever you want to do anything here, right click, we can show and hide, and otherwise we'll continue. In here, we have additional tools. We can specify a tooth mesial distal axis. It's optional. If you don't do anything, system will automatically map out all the tooth orientations, all the tooth locations, and segment them. And then we have this button to separate all the teeth. Again, those are supplemental to this workflow. So if you want to do individual tooth segmentation, you have those tools too. Now again, why are we doing tooth segmentation? Well, we have done that with AI. The reason is simple and is complex. AI segmentation very often gives you a rough idea where the teeth are. We couldn't get into the very tiny details that's perfect for tooth alignment, for tooth segmentation. We need to refine those boundaries. We need to resolve any collisions between the boundaries. We need to smooth them. We need to have a good base for actual treatment planning. That's why we are doing the second stage of the tooth segmentation. Now we click this button. The system will perform all the tooth segmentation. We actually need to do it again. All the tooth segmentation for the upper jaw. Then we are going to do the segmentation for the lower jaw. If we look further, if we look closely at this step, the crown boundaries are as is, meaning they are using the triangular mesh of the original skin. We are using the mesh triangles edges as the crowns, meaning the crown boundaries can have a zigzag shape. That's part of the post-processing we are going to do. And in the meantime, if you look at any interproximal area, in the meantime, if you look at any interproximal areas, you will notice that boundary is from the mesh. So you see this kind of shape. In the meantime, if you look at any interproximal area, you will see this kind of geometry because, again, we're using the mesh edges and triangles for the crown segmentation. That's the original data we have. That's our first tooth. We're going to perform post-processing to deal with boundaries, interproximal area, tooth orientations, and any collisions and gaps between teeth. We are going to talk about those details in the next session. Now let's skip the post-processing by clicking this skip button. We move on to next session. Next jaw, and we click the happy button to finish the segmentation of the lower jaw. For majority of the case, the results are good. We do a second round of tooth segmentation based on the AI results to resolve any boundary issues, tooth number issues, etc. And of course, as I mentioned, we have post-processing functions later on. We are going through them and we're going to find out what's necessary to do before we could even perform automatic alignment or manual tooth setup. But for now, we are done with the tooth segmentation. In reality, of course, you will have situations, the tooth crowns are not perfect, the system cannot identify the crown boundaries, or the segmentation is not ideal. We have all the tools to do post-processing, For example, we can adjust crown boundaries, we can do individual segmentation. We are going to talk about all of those next. For now, we are done with today's session to perform initial tooth segmentation.